So Hugo Boss recently came out with 2 fragrances, actually 3. So there are a couple different elixirs. I know there's been Boss Bottled Elixir. They came out with the Scent Elixir. And here is one that I was told is a limited edition. This one is called Hugo Boss Bottled Triumph Elixir. This one definitely takes things in a darker, very sophisticated and mysterious direction. I'm going to tell you all about this brand new 2024 release in just a little while, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I tell you about this brand new fragrance from the brand Hugo Boss, this one is called Triumph Elixir. I'm going to tell you about the notes, performance, longevity, all that good stuff. But before I begin the video, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance related content and if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. So the thing that I do like about Hugo Boss fragrances is they either have like a little description on the back or they will actually put the note breakdown. In the case of this fragrance, you have in the top vetiver essence. Vetiver I always supposed was a base note, but it's in the top here. Patchouli and labdanum. So again, it seems like a very simple note breakdown. Vetiver, patchouli, labdanum. It's going to be green. It's going to be resinous. Labdanum is definitely warm, ambery, but it also has a bit of a vanillic overtone. So is this going to be sweet in any way? Is it fair to call this one an amber perfume or to classify it as an amber fragrance? I'm going to be telling you about all of that stuff in just a little while. Let's take a quick look at the presentation first. So right in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get this dry amber appeal. And this is a really classy, sophisticated, dressed up suit and tie type of an amber accord. And I say that because a lot of the other fragrances to which I would compare this one are also fragrances that I would wear in a formal scenario. And of course, the ones that come to mind are Tom Ford Noir. There's also one called John Varvatos XX, which is the 20th anniversary edition. It came in a silver bottle. So there are a lot of fragrances out there that have utilized a similar DNA, but I suppose this one is a bit more on the green side of things. Yes, I get the patchouli. Yes, I get the resins. I don't know if it's only labdanum. It might be a synthetic benzoin in here as well. So there are a lot of ingredients that are contributing to that warm, dry, ambery, grown-up, sophisticated, mysterious, masculine appeal to the fragrance. And again, I think the easiest comparison that I can make right now is the original Tom Ford Noir. If you've tried that one, if you're familiar with how it smells, you're going to get something that is more or less in the same category. If you do a side by side, the differences will become apparent because like I said, this one is a bit more on the green side of things, especially on account of that vetiver in the opening, but it doesn't smell ultra earthy, right? Sometimes vetiver can smell a bit like soil. You're not going to get that in here. The labdanum and the resins, that amber accord, are really the key players for this one. So occasions, I think this one is great for a dressed up scenario. Formal occasion, if you have a company event, if you're going to a wedding, if you're going to any sort of a formalized setting that requires the wearing of a suit and tie or some really nice formal attire, I would say Triumph Elixir is absolutely amazing for that. And as I was told by my sales rep at Macy's, this is going to be a limited edition fragrance. So if you're interested in exploring this DNA, I don't know how much more time is left before you can, purchase this one and say, okay, I got my hands on a bottle and, it's been discontinued now. I don't know, right? So time will only tell when it's going to be taken off the shelves, but I think this one is great. I think it's not going to be the most accessible fragrance from Hugo Boss. Of course, the original Boss bottled with that cinnamon apple thing is beautiful. There are also some very fresh versions. Hugo Boss Bottled Tonic, there's the marine version, and then even the parfum version. This one is actually the darkest of all of the ones that I've tried. So if you've tried this one, let me know your thoughts as well. Drop your comment down below. Always love the interaction. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, for me personally, I do find this to be a unique fragrance on account of those green elements. But again, I did make comparisons to John Varvatos XX, which is a very obscure comparison to be made than the original Tom Ford Noir. For me personally, those are the two fragrances that this reminded me of right off the bat, and I do own both of them. In terms of the longevity, this one gave me about 8 hours. Projection was not super loud, so it radiated just a little bit beyond an elbow's length for the first hour. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 4, a skin scent right around hour 7 or 8. Versatility on this one, it is marketed for men and it is traditionally masculine leaning. I think this one is great for a formal scenario, and I think this one is probably good for every season except for the summer. I can see that amber and the resins being a little bit too heavy. The good thing is that it's not too sweet, so it's not like you have to worry about this one getting cloying in the hotter weather. But I do think as far as the compositional nature is concerned, a lot of base notes in here. So you can wear this one comfortably, in my opinion, in every season except for the summer. And as far as the presentation is concerned, the name Triumph Elixir is a little bit nebulous, but I get it. You know, the brand wants to put out another Elixir fragrance. We've had so many: Le Male Elixir, Burberry Her Elixir, Dior Sauvage Elixir, Invictus Victory Elixir. There's been so many Elixir fragrances, so I totally understand the need just from that, you know, what will the consumers want vantage point. But my final verdict on this one is it's great, it's dressed up, it's formal, it's sophisticated. Please try it the next time you find yourself in a department store. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I love you guys. If you took anything of value from today's review, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate you all. We'll see you tomorrow with a new episode.